The top 10 value killers in the Fernie real estate market. Have you ever looked at a feature in your home, maybe a project you spent 3 weekends and $5,000 on, and wondered if it's actually the very thing stopping you from getting an offer? In March 2026, the Fernie market is unforgiving. With our benchmark price sitting at $967,300, buyers are paying $1 million premium. And for that price, they have zero tolerance for your personal pet projects. I've done plenty of things on my own properties that I thought were great at the time, only to realize later they were absolute equity killers. Today, we're going to get uncomfortable. I've taken over 2,500 real buyer comments and discussions and chit chats over the years from my open houses and private showings across the East Kootenays, fed them into my AI analyzer, and identified the top 10 features that make Fernie buyers walk away. But I didn't just stop there. I've reached out to a veteran local appraiser, someone who's been evaluating Kootenay homes since the 90s, and asked him to rank the things that force him to slash a home's value on paper. The gap between what a buyer hates and what an appraiser flags is where most deals die. This is going to be the most educational 20 minutes of your life. Now let's dive in. Buyer's top 10 value killers. Well, all right, first we're going to look at the emotional value. These are the things that kill the feeling of the home. When a buyer walks into a home in West Fernie or the Annex, they're looking for a lifestyle. If they see these 10 things, that lifestyle dream dies instantly. Number 1, over-themed adventure rooms. Kind of caught me off guard, this one. Over-themed rooms in Fernie. Well, we see this a lot with the ski room or the extreme biking room or the climbing wall room. Yes, you've got the wall-to-wall murals, the custom-built racks that only fit one specific type of gear, or maybe a kid's room that looks like a Disney set. Here's the problem. The buyer isn't buying your personality. When they see a room that is hyper specialized, they don't see cool. They see work, and they see the hours of sanding, priming, painting required to make it a normal bedroom again. In a $1 million market, buyers want a blank canvas, not your biography. Number 2, the Kootenay patchwork flooring. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. The busy and outdated flooring, specifically what I call the Kootenay patchwork. This is when you have tile in the entry, lino in the kitchen, carpet in the living room, and maybe a different laminate in the hallway. It breaks the flow of the house and makes it feel smaller than it is. Buyers in 2026 are obsessed with continuity. They want one floor, ideally a high-end luxury vinyl plank that can handle snow and dogs, running through the entire main level. And if they have to rip out 3 different types of flooring, they aren't just calculating the cost of the wood, they're calculating the inconvenience tax. And they'll deduct 20 grand from their offer just to cover that. Number 3, bold high altitude cabinet colors. Yeah, bold cabinet colors. I love a navy kitchen or a forest green island, and it feels very mountain modern. But when you go into neon oranges, deep purples, or heavy dark wood stains that make the kitchen feel like a pub, you lose the buyer. They know that painting cabinets properly is an expensive professional job. If they don't resonate with your color palette, they see a $10,000 rental bill before they're even moving in. Neutral is going to be your best friend. Save the pop of color for your fancy little pillows, not your permanent fixtures. Number 4 is a big one. Turning a bedroom into something specific. I see this in Ridgemont a lot. People taking the 3rd bedroom and turning it into a massive walk-in closet or a built-in executive office. Here's a reality. People search for homes on MLS by price and bedroom count, and even bathroom count. If you took a 3-bedroom home and made it into a 2-bedroom home, you just disqualified 60% of your potential buyers. Even if your custom closet cost you 15 grand to put together, to a family with 2 kids, your house is now useless. Keep the bedroom a bedroom. Number 5, excessive bulky built-ins. Yeah, we love storage in Fernie. Sure do. But there's a limit. When you put floor to ceiling, heavy dark wood shelving in a living room that's already tight, you're suffocating the space. Buyers today want flexibility. They want to know they can fit their specific sectional or their oversized TV. Permanent built-ins are permanent obstacles. Unless it's a high-end mudroom, which we know is a value adder, be very careful about bolting heavy furniture to your walls. Number 6, the garage conversion. Okay, I'm gonna be blunt. I'm not a big fan of these, but I know they work, but I'm still not a big fan. In a town where it snows 3 meters a year, the garage is the most valuable square footage on the property. When you convert that into a gym or an extra lounge, you aren't adding a room, you're destroying a critical utility. Buyers want a place to keep their truck out of the snow and their gear locked up. Even if it's a permitted living space, most buyers in the Elk Valley will look at it and immediately start pricing out how to turn it back into a garage. Number 7, elaborate water features. I'm talking about those silly little koi ponds, the multi-tiered fountains, or the rock-walled streams in the backyard. In California, these might be a luxury. In Fernie, they're kind of cool, but they're more of a liability. We have a short summer, a brutal winter. These systems freeze, pumps break, and they require constant maintenance. Most buyers tell me, I want a low maintenance yard so I can spend my weekends on the mountain, not cleaning a fish pond. Don't build a monument to maintenance in your backyard. Number 8, cheap luxury. This is the Amazon special. Shiny gold faucets that feel like plastic, peel and stick backsplashes that look great in a photo but peel off when the stove gets hot, or the marble countertops that are actually just painted laminate. Fernie buyers are savvy. When they see one cheap fix, they're going to be wondering what else you're hiding. Did you fix the leak in the roof, or did you just paint over the ceiling stain? If you can't afford to do the upgrade right, don't do it at all. Price the house accordingly instead. Number 9, wall-to-wall carpet, and even up the walls carpet. Believe me, I've seen it. Unless it's brand new and in the bedrooms, carpet is an equity killer. Traps in the allergens, holds those stinky, nasty dog and cat smells, and in a mountain town, it's a magnet for mud. If you have carpet in your dining room, or heaven forbid, the bathroom, they used to do that, you are looking at an automatic 10 grand drop in the buyer's mind. They aren't just thinking about the new floor. They're thinking about the gross factor of the old one and having to peel that puppy up. Because when you pull that rug out, it thinks a nasty critter. Yeah, believe me, been there, done that. And number 10, over-personalized wallpaper. Yes, I love a good featured wall, but if it's busy, dark, hyper-specific pattern, it's got to go. Removing wallpaper is a miserable job. And when a buyer sees it, they don't see your eclectic style. They see a weekend of scraping and drywall repair. Neutral paint is the universal language of high resale value. Now let's quickly look at what the appraiser would say, okay? This is much colder. He doesn't care about your freaking wallpaper. He cares about functional obsolescence. Over adequacy, putting 200 grand into a house that's 700 grand in a 700 grand neighborhood, you'll never get that money back. Non-permitted additions, that extra bathroom you built without a permit, it's got zero value to an appraiser, and it might actually be a liability. RV parking as a lawn. In some Fernie stratas, massive gravel pads for RVs actually decrease the curb appeal value on paper. The super upgrade. Hey, putting a $50,000 Japanese smart toilet in a house that still has single pane windows, it's an imbalance that the bank's not going to support. And the number 1 is the water features. He sees them as negative adjustment because they represent a future cost to the next owner to remove them. If you want to sell your home for that $967,000 benchmark, you need to stop thinking like a homeowner and start thinking like a product manager. Remove the friction, clean up the patchwork, and for heaven's sake, keep your garage as a garage. If you enjoyed this, check out my videos from last week and the previous weeks before. They're on why buyers aren't making offers right now, and it ties directly into this. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss our Sparwood, Kramer, Kimberly, Invermere dives coming up. And I'm Craig Bell, and keep it classy, Fernie.